Hey, Rui.
Hey.
Rui, you've been here for a little while now, and so now that you kind of know how everything works, so what are you putting together about Luka's first full season, some of the new acquisitions like DeAndre and Marcus Smart, how that impacts what they want you to do? What's kind of your state of Rui going into this season?
I mean, yeah, I just play my games. Whatever I've been doing it. Whatever the team's been asking for. Me and JJ had a conversation last week too. What he wants from me. I think it's been 3-4 years with this, with the Lakers, and I think every year we get in something. But I think this gonna be the year that we really have to lock in, and we just gotta make a run. I think for now we are healthy. We gotta keep we gotta stay healthy and all that. But I think with all that, we talk about a championship shape. This whole summer we talk about it. We've been getting on the gym. Not only the basketball, but the weight room, and then those kind of stuff. I think it's gonna help in the long run, especially in the long playoffs. So. I think we're ready for it, and just those new guys, I know it's different, there's a different vibes in here. They kind of looking around and they see the vibes, but yeah, I think they're gonna be fine, and we're gonna get it wrong, quick. I think easily, I think those guys, nice guys. So yeah, I'm excited for it.
Rui, I don't think it's a secret how comfortable you've become in Los Angeles. Have you had any extension conversations with the organization? And I guess as you head into this season, how do you view kind of your place in this organization's longer-term plans?
I mean, yeah, it's just, it's the business side of it. I know I can't really do anything about it. I just got to play my game. I just got to do whatever I need to do to help this team to win this year, even that, It's not going to be for me to kind of think about it, to do anything about it, because I can't do anything about it. It's out of my control. So I think I'll just do whatever I need to do to help this team to win, and whatever that comes after, it comes with it. So I'm not gonna just focus on only that or the contract or whatever for me. Yeah. Hey, Luka, my captain.
Rui, just Brad from the LA Times.
You good?
What's it been like playing with LeBron James, and what have you learned from him that has helped you with your game?
Yeah, it's work ethic. He loved this game. He always it's all about this game, basketball, taking care of his body, just the little stuff. Watching him, just off the court, on the court, during the meetings, hanging out, whatever, going to dinner. Just everything about game. He always thinking. He's a very smart guy. I respect him as a human. Really, really, really good guy. I love him, just being around, talking, hearing his story, about back in the day, when he got drafted or those kind of stuff. But yeah, he loved this game. He's still trying to figure out, when everybody talk about retiring and all that, but he still want to keep going. I think, for him, I think he wants to win one more time. I think that's why he's here right now. So I think. I have to be, me as a team, we have to help there. I think his time going to come soon, It's not going to be 10 more years, Everybody knows that. So, yeah, I think just being around with him, just learning about the game, the work ethic, taking care of his body, it's been great, yeah.
Speaking to win with the LA Times, Luka just walked by to go into a training camp and have that extra time to kind of build that chemistry with him and the rest of this team. How helpful will that be compared to last season when you had to kind of scramble a little bit in the mid-season after he came in?
Yeah, because last year we're still figuring out who's going to be the coaches. So, but yeah, this year I think we had the whole program of the building the chemistry with the team. I was in the Greece with the Luka for a little bit, for Jordan, workshop or whatever. I was hanging out with him, and we talk about how we gonna be, this year. But I think we both excited for it. I think everybody's healthy. Everybody's in the championship shape. Those gonna be help a lot, So yeah, just building the chemistry. We be hanging out. We've been working out together. as a team. We went this little stuff the whole summer with the team. So yeah, I was walking out with LeBron and all that. So yeah, I think our chemistry has been great, and just gotta keep building that.
Rui, you mentioned having a conversation with JJ and talking through things. You mentioned championship shape, making a run. You talked about things as a team, but individually, what did JJ express or tell you that he's looking for from you this season?
I think he want to be more aggressive on both hands. Offensively, defensively, rebounding. He thinks that sometimes I get shy. Off those kind of stuff. So I think for me, it's just being a mentality of being consistent of being aggressive. It's going to be my whole season the key for me. So, like you say, being in shape is going to be the important. And but also I think the mentality wise, I just gotta be locked in every game to do whatever I need to do for the team. And just be aggressive. That's gonna be my whole year goal.
Hey, Rui, just to play off of that, the aggressiveness. Is that sometimes tough because you have guys like Luka, LeBron? I mean, where do you feel like you could naturally be aggressive, and when do you kind of feel like, all right, I got to play a little bit backseat because of certain players on the team?
No, for sure. I know I have to think about it because it's not my show, it's their show, So I'm just helping them. But I think for me, it's just but I think with this team, I need to be aggressive more. That's why they ask me all the time. Especially in this long run, and LeBron's 20. This is his 23rd year, so he's not going to be able to do that whole time. So when it happens, I have to be the guy to kind of step up and cover the whole things. But I think me, as this age and this career of my life, I can be the guy that try to be aggressive the whole game, offensively, defensively, consistently. So I think that's what they ask for. So I just gotta try to do that. Yeah.
Hey, Rui, over here. David from Clutch Points. LeBron was talking about how he put in a lot of work on his off-ball game, especially catch and shoot threes, based on all the ball handlers you have. I think last year you were one of the tops on the teams in terms of points off cuts. Just kind of what work have you continued to put in your off-ball game based on, the makeup of this roster?
Yeah, like you said, it's of course Luka, Austin, and I think LeBron too. They get a lot of tensions. So for me, it's just an easy game for me. It's because I'm most of the time wide open. So the threes, and they're always watching them. So that's why I got all those backcasts. I kind of figured it out throughout the season. But those are easy points for me, and it's not a set play or anything. It's just I had to kind of read it, and so defense got to be always on the paying attention. So it's we just have to help each other, and those guys to easy to kind of attack to the rim, make the playmaking and all the stuff. And so yeah, it's just I think I watch a lot of film with that, when to cut, not, or just catch and shoot and all those kind of stuff. But it's all about timing and the chemistry. So I think we building that, and then we just got to keep building that.
Rui, Minor Castillo desde la cancha. In this team, you have to be versatile in defense. You need to be big and small forwards. How do you prepare on the off-season to do that?
Just watch the film, watch the games, those kind of stuff help me, the mentally, because I didn't have any games this year, whole summer, I didn't have a national team or anything. So, watching our games, and I kind of mentally had to prepare, when to this, like you say, I have to go 1 to 5 sometimes. So, just be ready for, just guarding one, point guard and guarding center is different things. So I kind of switch my mind and say, like when to help on the side, who's going to be the help man, who's going to be this and that. So, yeah, watching film it kind of helped me. So, yeah, I got to keep doing it.
Rui, there's been a lot of speculation about the starting lineup, and JJ was asked about it last week. He said he hasn't really thought about it. He feels like there's 7 to 8 guys on this team that could start. Do you have a preference whether you start or come off the bench, and how do you feel that potentially affects your role, if so?
It's coach's decision, It's not my decision, but, yeah, like you say, if I prefer, whatever, it's not really about, who's starting or not, just, the minutes, who can be on the court longer, So I think it's for me just whatever the team needs to me to do. I don't have that. It's just but we've been building the chemistry. That I've been the starting five for 2-3 years, whatever. So whatever they decide, whatever I have to do it. But yeah, it's just a matter of the chemistry. How we can build and we can be on the court together and how we can give an impact.
八村選手お疲れ様です。この夏は八村選手日本に行ってブラックサムライキャンプをやって大勢の日本の子どもたちに影響を与えたと思うんですけれども、そのキャンプから八村選手が受けた刺激がどんなものだったのかで、それが今シーズンに八村選手のどれだけのモチベーションになっているのかを教えていただけますか。
そうですね、こう今日本でキャンプやったってことで、僕が日本に本当に帰ったっていうのはもうほとんど初めてなんですね。最初のドラフトの時に1回帰ってますけど、その時もナショナルチームで帰って、あと2年3年ぐらいはコロナで帰れなくて、でその後はまたナショナルチームで帰ってなんで、今回こうやって帰ったのは本当自分の意思で帰ったのは初めてで、こう帰った中でこう日本人ってあるその誇り、僕に対する愛情とかそういうバスケのどれだけこう今まで僕が始めてきた時からどれだけこう成長してきているかっていうのをこう日本全体のバスケ自体がこう感じたので、すごい僕としても感動しましたし、すごい不思議な気持ちになりましたし、これからも僕ももっと頑張っていきたいなと思いますし、子どもたちにどんどん影響を与えられるような選手になりたいと思っているので、そこは僕も一言で言うとやっぱり日本人としての誇りをすごい感じた夏だったなと思います、ね。
コーチもペリンカー GM も八村選手が今すごく自信にあふれてるっていうふうに言ってたんですけれども、その自信はどこから来てますか。
自信は経験ですよね。やっぱり今までこうやってやってきて、NBA ではもう7年目になりますし、レイカーズではもう3、4年なので、それやっぱり今の経験やってることがこの自信につながっていると思うので、そこはもうどんどん続けていかなきゃいけないなと思います。
お疲れ様です。このオフシーズン、どういったプレー的なトレーニング、どういったところを一番伸ばそうと思って取り組んでこられたかっていうことと、今シーズンの八村選手自身の目標を教えてください。
そうですね、スリーポイントのところでキャッチ&シュートをもっと早めに打てるようにというところですかね。クイックに打てる、いろんなもっと難しい状況でも打てるというところを意識しましたね。やっぱこの NBA っていうのはやっぱりこう一瞬のその判断っていうのが大事なリーグなので、そういうところでたまに僕はスリーポイントを打てるところで打てなかったりしているので、その僕のシュートリリースの遅さのせいで、そのことを考えて、自分でももっと早くシュートを打てるようにしようと思ってやりました。個人的な目標、いやもう自分としてこうチームにこう頑張れてこう優勝できるように自分でもしっかりとこう貢献しながら自分のそういう力を今まで7年間 NBA でやってきたことをしっかり出していきたいなと思います。
Hey, Austin. JJ said you shot a 65 this summer. Do you think you could have helped the Ryder Cup team?
Man, I thought we was going to see one of the greatest comebacks in sports history yesterday. To my neighbors, I'm sorry. You probably think I'm a psychopath. I was yelling at the TV for 6 hours straight. Heartbroken when Russell Henley left that putt short. And, yeah, Shane Lowry stepped up and made a big putt. No, I don't think I could have helped the team. I did shoot a 65. It was one of those days, made every putt. Hit the ball really well, obviously. So, yeah, but big shout out to our Ryder Cup team. They could have folded on that last day, but they didn't. They kept fighting, and that's a lot of respect to that.
JJ did follow up, though, by saying that he thinks you're in incredible shape, the burst, the athleticism, all that. And his coaches said you were the best player in the gym every time that you were in here. Like, what did you use your summer for, basketball-wise, and like where do you feel like that leaves you heading into this year?
I feel like I'm in a good spot. Spent a lot of time in the weight room, a lot of time on court. We played a lot of pickup. Just had a really fun summer. It's fun to get in here and compete since when season's over, you're kind of like it's time to relax, and then you get a month in and you miss competing. And just to get back in here and do that is a lot of fun, and can't wait for the season to start.
Austin Reaves, Brad Turner from the LA Times.
Good to see you.
likewise. You played with LeBron for a few years now. What's it like playing with him? And have you had any conversation about his future, that word retirement?
After retirement?
About retirement. Have
About
you guys had any conversation
No.
on what's it like playing with him?
It's great. You know, that was one of the biggest reasons I wanted to be in LA was to, you know, hopefully at some point play alongside of him. It fast-tracked a little bit than what I think everybody thought, was able to do that in year one and just grow, you know, a real relationship with him, not just on the basketball court, but as a friend. You know, today was the first time I seen him since we got beat by Minnesota, because I kind of fall off the grid after season. I go back home, and, you know, he's been traveling. And, you know, every time you see him, he's got a big smile on his face. He's the, you know, biggest kid in the room, has a great time. And, you know, you got to appreciate that for somebody that's been going at it for so long, 23 years. You know, at some point you feel like the joy might not be there, but every time you see him, you know, it reinsures that, you know, he's here for one thing and one thing only, and that's to win. But I don't know about retirement. He might play for another 10 years.
2-2 win with the LA Times. What do you think about LeBron's golf swing progress? You said that was his big thing he worked on this offseason.
Yeah, he told me this morning he made his first birdie the other day and said that it's one of the best feelings he's ever had in his life, which I can probably, if you've never played golf and you do one day and you have a birdie, you'll understand. It's getting better. It's still not great. I played with Bronny the other day, actually, and he's got a really good swing. And I texted Bron on hole 18 and was just like, I got all my money on Bronny. I'm putting the bank on it. So just having fun with it, but it's a work in progress.
And something JJ said this last week was saying he asked everyone to come in championship shape. He wants championship communication from you guys. Just what does that mean to you to be at that championship standard even before you guys enter this training camp, and how do you think that kind of sets the tone for this team?
I think that's, exactly what, you know, you're kind of looking for, is setting a tone from day one that we're here for, you know, one thing and one thing only. And to do that, you have to be committed to, you know, whatever it takes. You know, you could go down a long list of things that, you know, what it takes to win a championship or win at the highest level, and you've got to be committed to do those things. So anything that the coaching staff preaches, we as players have to, you know, respect it and go do it at the best of our ability.
Austin, when we spoke with JJ on Thursday, he was asked about, you know, you, LeBron, and Luka, you know, the chemistry developing, working together. He mentioned that he had a meeting with Sean McVay, brought up utility plays, having you guys all involved. What can the chemistry of you guys meshing in that way, what can that do for this team, and what are your eagerness levels to get that chemistry further to develop?
You know, the eagerness levels are very high. You know, I felt like we had, you know, good synergy with the three of us last year towards the end of the year. And that's just basically being thrown in the fire of after the trade. You know, it was kind of go play basketball. You know, go figure it out, and because we didn't have a lot of time to really, you know, mesh that together. But I thought we did a really good job of that, and having this preseason to, you know, do just that will be really exciting, and I think that it'll really help our team a lot.
Austin, last season in the regular season, about half your shots were threes. In the playoffs, that jumped up to about 2/3 of your shots. So with that 3-point uptick and you playing a little bit more off the ball in the playoffs, how much of an emphasis was that for you this offseason in terms of catch and shoot or just off-ball play and you know, kind of figuring out the best way to fit with Luka and LeBron?
Yeah, I mean, that's been one of my biggest things since I got in the league is what can I do to help our team be successful? Is it this or whatever that might be is what, you know, I'm going to focus on the most. That doesn't mean that, you know, I push everything else to the side. You know, you obviously want to get better in all aspects, but yeah, whatever I can do to help our team be successful. I've had some really long talks with JJ about what that looks like, and we got a good idea what that is. So it'll be really fun to go through that figuring it out mode. And I think that's one of the most beautiful things about basketball is nothing's ever going to be perfect, but you can always twist and turn things to try to get there.
Austin, right. There's at least some perception around people who look at the fit of the roster that you and Luka long term might not be a great fit, but just because there's duplication offensively and maybe some of your weaknesses defensively kind of overlap or whatever it might be. First of all, do you agree with that? But also, how do you work around those kinds of things when you do have sort of similar skill sets with the players you play with?
I think the one thing that the positive that you can take is we have a lot of skill on the floor. You have a lot of different rotations you can go with obviously with Luka and Bron in particular. You can always have one of those two and then throw me on the court at any time with many different lineups. So I feel like that's one way that you can figure things out. And then as far as the people that say it can't work, I believe that, at one point last year when we were all playing together with the roster that we had, everybody was, really high on us and everybody thought that we had an opportunity to win a championship. So when you lose one, series, the way that we lost it, we obviously didn't play the way that we wanted to. I didn't play the way that I wanted to. It's frustrating, but before that, when we was had our 20 games together, everybody in the media and everything was saying, oh, this team can compete for a championship. So I don't know why that changes off of one series. Austin,
DeAndre told us that he thinks this is the biggest opportunity that he's ever had in his career and that he's angry. What does he do for this team's ceiling? And if you guys get the best version of him, how important can that be for your guys' championship aspirations?
Yeah, I think it's huge. Once again, it's a really talented basketball player that, I got the opportunity to play a couple pickup sessions with him here. And just the skill level, the way he, communicated on defense was very, very, I was very happy about. And it's something that, we needed last year in spurts. But yeah, just like you said, just pick and roll presence, lob threat, and then like I said, somebody that can knows how to communicate on defense and be in the right spots will be really big for us.
Hey, Austin. Obviously, you just mentioned DeAndre and some of the other additions. Listening to Marcus Smart up here and Jake LaRavia, we'll get a chance to listen to. Just what did you make of the entire offseason and how the roster gets ready for this upcoming season based on the additions?
Yeah, I think it was a really good, off season. Like you said, bringing in Marcus, someone that's super competitive that competes on every possession, and then bringing in Jake and then DeAndre. I honestly think Jake's going to have a really, really, really good season. His size, his speed, his athleticism. He can guard almost every position on the floor. I think if you go back and watch him when he was in Memphis or the little short stint he had in SAC, he had, really, really good performances, not just on the offensive side, but on the defensive side, being active, getting deflections and stuff like that. But I feel like it's, we added some pieces that we really needed, and we have really high hopes.
Austin, this is Sport 24. Hiya, okay.
How are we doing?
For you, what is it that makes Los Angeles such a special city?
There's a million different things. Obviously, the Lakers organization is one of those, and I grew up a Kobe fan, so I was automatically a Lakers fan, and just to for it to come full circle and me to be here, for the fans to treat me the way that they've treated me since day one has been special. Obviously, the year-round good weather that I can go golf is a bonus. Traffic is but there's so many good things. Food's great. When I first came out here, I never thought that I would really enjoy it, but ever since I've been here, it's been like a second home to me. Appreciate y'all.
Jake, you ready? I am ready.
「
Hey, Jake.
How you doing?
We spoke to JJ and Rob last week, and JJ kind of went out of his way to say how much he believes in your game, how excited he is to fit you in, and your commitment to the offseason program. Just wonder what that relationship's been like in the early stages and how you guys talk about the game and what your role could be for them.
Yeah, it's been really good since I got here. We've had a lot of good conversations, me and JJ, about my role. He kind of just told me to be myself out there, that he's not going to, specify, one or two things or three things that he wants me to do and to go out there and just do that. He wants me to be a basketball player, be who I am when I'm out there. He knows, how hard I play. He knows that I make winning plays, that I make the right play. I can be a connector out there as well. Obviously, he's bringing, shooting and defense to the team. So he just wants me to go out there and be free, be a basketball player at the end of the day, and go out there and hoop.
Hey, Jake, did you get married 2 days ago? Is that what the post was?
I did get married 2 days ago. Yep, I got the ring on my finger to prove that.
Congratulations. To be in this opportunity here to kind of take your skills and put them into a championship environment, what are you most excited to see in terms of the ways you can impact winning?
Yeah, I think I can complement Austin, Luka, LeBron very well in how they play. Just providing the spacing on the offensive side, and then defensively just being able to, take some pressure off them by guarding, the opposing team's better wing, player. And then also just, like I said, about, playing hard and making the winning plays and getting on the ground. And, you guys all see soon enough how I play, October 21st when the season starts. But, I just go out there and I try and win every night, and I try and impact winning. And obviously that's what the Lakers organization is about. So I'm excited to put on a show.
Hi, Jake Brad from the LA Times. What can you tell Laker fans about you, yourself, and your game?
Me as a person, my personality, funny sometimes. As a person, I don't know. I guess you'll come to find out as the season goes along who I am as a person and my personality. And then obviously, like I've been saying, when I'm on the court, the one thing that I can't control every night is how hard I play, and that's what I do when I go out there. You can't control if I'm going to make or miss shots. If I could, I'd make everything, as I say. And I go out there and I do what I can to impact winning. I try and do all the little things that help our team win games. And, I've been doing that since I ever got to the NBA. I've been doing that since I started playing basketball. And that's what I'm going to do again this year.
Ticking to win with the LA Times, Jake. At this point in your career, what does it mean to you to be with this franchise in this city and wear this jersey, have this opportunity to kind of prove what you can do on this kind of stage? Yeah,
it means a lot to me. I know what comes with being part of the Lakers organization. My dad grew up a huge Lakers fan. We're from out here. He grew up a big Magic Johnson fan. I understand what this organization, wants every year, which is championships. It's a winning organization, and my one goal being here is to continue to provide banners. So.
Hey, Jake, Kobe Price, SoCal News Group. Is there a part of your game that you're looking to showcase or wanting to showcase that you weren't able to, didn't, in your previous stops?
I think I've pretty much showcased the aspects of the game of my game that, for the most part, I'm going to be doing the same thing here as far as shooting the three ball, finishing, being that connector, as I had said, playmaking a little bit. I think I'll elevate every year. I think I'll get better every year, obviously, as you're supposed to. But as far as something completely different, I didn't get more athletic. I'm not jumping out the gym any more than I was any other year. So, yeah.
Hey, Jake, what's your history with LeBron? What impact did he make on you as a young basketball player? What was it like getting to play against him for the first time? What's it like getting to be his teammate now?
Yeah, I grew up watching him, obviously. LeBron James was a household name and still is. And, competing against him for the first time was a surreal moment. Obviously, growing up watching, a player of that caliber, and then being able to go up and guard him and actually compete with him and against him. And now, I'm on his team, and I get to be on the same side as him every night, and my favorite thing about that is just being able to learn from him, take knowledge from him. He's a player of the game, so he's very knowledgeable when it comes to basketball, and I'm excited to learn from him.
Jake, Minor Castillo desde la cancha. How are you working on your reads and spacing on offense?
You said spacing on offense?
Yeah, and reads.
What was
reading the game. How are you working reading the game and the space on offense?
Like my spacing? Yeah, I mean, like I said, like playing with guys like Luka and Austin and stuff like that, the sole focus for a defensive game plan or for an opposing team scout is going to be stop them. And that's going to leave other players like, me, Rui, other guys that are spacing the floor, Dalton, open to be able to shoot the basketball and get open looks. And then it's on us to make those shots. And, it'll be easy. Like at the end of the day, when you're playing with guys of this caliber, everyone's focus is on them. So appreciate it.
What's up, Gabe?
How we doing?
Gabe, so you gained a lot of knowledge last year, like how to play, even in the short term with Luka and then longer with LeBron in Austin, and just wondering how that if it impacted your offseason work, if at all. Were there certain things, all right, this is the thing that I know JJ is going to want and need, this is a part of my game. How did you put that kind of equation together in your offseason workouts?
I guess that started with the film room. Obviously, there were some things I knew coming into it, starting working out maybe a week or two after we stopped playing. And got knocked out, but some of it was in the film, and a lot of it was playing off the catch, whether it's catch and shooting or catching and putting the ball on the ground and trying to score in that in-between area or at the rim. But a lot of it was predicated around that, for sure, knowing that we have those three guys who will primarily be handling the ball.
Gabe, 2 questions for you.
Yeah.
What does DeAndre Ayton, the best version of DeAndre Ayton along with Jackson, do for this team? How does it raise its floor and maybe its ceiling?
Yeah, well, I think you take both of those guys, both of them are pretty much footers. DeAndre, who's had a pretty good career so far, I think he's averaging 17 and 10. You know what I mean? So him and his best version with those 2 guys, 3 guys, including Austin in a pick and roll, I think it puts a lot of stress on the paint and a lot of stress on the rim. Hope everyone's all right back there. That didn't sound too good. But I think both of them are explosive. Both of them are at the rim. They both can anchor a defense. I think DA has a lot more experience anchoring the defense, so definitely looking forward to that. But having some size in there where I felt like we might have been lacking towards the playoff run last year will be huge for us.
Everybody's good.
I hope so.
And then defensively, you're going to share the court, I assume, at times with Marcus Smart. What do you think identity-wise you guys can do in terms of defensive tone setting?
Yeah, I think what we've done defensively, he and myself, I think that speaks for itself. So I think for Marcus, just be yourself. And I think that'll be more than enough to go out there and just be the competitor, be the defender, be the winner that he is, and we're looking forward to having him.
What's up, Gabe?
What's up, man?
From year to year, how has your role evolved, and how will it evolve again this year with Luka and LeBron and AR?
I'd say while I've been here, I've been more and more off the ball. I think that's been more of the evolving bit, is being less on the rock, being more off the ball, playing off of catch and shoots, playing off of closeouts, and being leaned on more defensively than offensively, I think.
Hey, Gabe. Excuse me. Last year, JJ spoke quite a bit about, whether it's you, Vando, being banshees. That seems to be a common word that he used throughout last season. Has there been similar messaging? No, you guys haven't practiced yet, but has there been similar messaging coming to this season, just in talks with JJ over the past few months?
I don't know if there's been similar messaging, but I think there's kind of an understanding of maybe the expectation, for lack of a better word. But I think, Vando, myself, I think we know what we can bring to this team, and I think we know how to be impactful and how to help us win. And I think that those are those qualities that we could bring in, night out.
Okay, Minor Castillo desde la cancha. Do you know all these young kids and social media always asking about how to be better in offense, but what do you did in the summer to be better in defense?
This summer?
Yeah, this summer.
I didn't do anything specifically this summer to be better on defense, to be honest with you. Summers past, I've dove into the film work. I've tried to work on timing of when to attack the ball, when it touches the ground, it's coming up. I've watched players' former highlights from high school, college, et cetera, to kind of get an idea of what they go to when they're in a stress situation. There's different ways to break down the defensive side, but I think for myself personally, defense wasn't necessarily a highlight for me this summer. But you could always grow. And a lot of it is just effort, energy, being in shape, and being willing to compete, and understanding that, if I could annoy you or be a nuisance to you and keep you 4 points from your average, I won that day.
Gabe, is there any particular goals that you set for yourself this season?
Individually, honestly, not many. I think games played is a goal for me. I think last year I came in at 72. So I'd love to play more games than 72 this year, be available for more. But I'm all about winning. I think my goal right now is very team-oriented. I just want to do whatever I can to help this team win games. Obviously, I'd love to showcase myself and put on a good performance, but I'm more interested in helping us win games. Appreciate y'all.
All right.
I hold it.
Hey, what's up, Jared?
What's up?
Oh, you talked about how this was going to be the first offseason in a little bit where you actually were healthy and had the chance to work on your game, to just get in the gym and all that. How did that go for you? Where did you focus? And does that make you feel like considerably different before the start of training camp?
No, it felt good. I mean, it feels great. Being able to have a full summer under my belt, I was able to really work on my game, work on my body, and, just having that confidence going into the year instead of playing catch-up, being able to be on, be a part of training camp early. And, just it's a different level of approach and preparation when you already put the work in and being able to start fresh.
Jared, this team has changed over a bunch since you first got here. What was it like prepping for you, knowing that you're playing alongside Luka Doncic? What are the skills, I guess, that you felt like you had to really hone to sort of be able to maximize yourself alongside a player like that?
A lot of it was honestly just basic skills, just being reps. Being able to be in the right positions. Where that comes with shooting, finishing, ball handling, and playing around him. And all the other guys we got as well. So, I think the main focus for me was just actually to get the reps in. The last few summers I wasn't even able to, do a lot of extra work. It was mainly just kind of getting by and just trying to get by game to game, honestly. So I wasn't able to do a lot of extra work, a lot of extra reps. And I think that's, super important throughout the year.
Jared.
What's up, baby?
How you doing, man?
Oh, good.
You've seen the West stay tough, got even better. What's it going to take for this team to be competitive and be one of the top 4 teams in the West, if not even better than that?
Yeah. It's going to take us to buy in, and I think we all know that. We got a lot of veteran guys that's been around, and at this point in their career, they know that's what it's about. Buying in and winning, essentially. So we know that's the most important thing for us. We all on the same page with just winning, buying in, everybody doing their part, doing their role. And, obviously everybody, whether that's on the court or in the weight room, I think health is a big thing for us, staying healthy. So everybody just being professional when it comes to on the court and in the weight room and in the training room and, doing what everybody needs to do to have a healthy, successful season.
Hey, Vando, to your left.
What's up, brother?
What's up? Yeah, you guys played a lot of small ball down the stretch of the season after acquiring Luka. What can the addition of DeAndre Ayton and then also Jackson returning Maxi Kleber, what can that do for the team as a whole? Then for you individually, what can having a more fortified center lineup or center rotation do for you individually, be on the perimeter more compared to last season?
It can do a lot. As a team, it brings us a different level of versatility that we could throw different lineups, different looks. Obviously, I feel like last year we kind of had to go small ball, but having the option to go small, go big, go fast, or go defensive-orientated, offensive-orientated, I feel like we got so many versatile lineups now that we could throw out there And it's always having a big body. I think even for me personally, not always being the biggest guy on the floor, having other guys that could cover me, or we could switch, or me being able to be on the perimeter a little bit more, helps me out personally and as a team. So I think just being able to be versatile and throw out different looks.
Hey, Jared. Right over here. Obviously known as a team player, just curious, your own individual goals is whatever, maybe something you worked on over the summer, or as you get ready to go to this upcoming season, what are things you want to accomplish personally?
Personally, my main goal is just to be healthy. I know it's been a couple seasons that being fiddled with injuries. So for me personally, my number one goal is just be healthy, finish the season healthy, do a full complete season. That's first and foremost, and then obviously, just being able to take advantage of this training camp, this preseason, and being able to apply everything that I've worked on into the real game. But yeah, my main goal is health, honestly.
Hey, Jared, over here. David from Clutch Points. I remember last season you talked about the work you put in on your shooting, especially the corner three. Just kind of how has that part of your game continued to grow, especially with all the ball handlers and playmakers you have on this roster?
Yeah, it's definitely grown over the years. I mean, just being able to, like I said, this summer I was able to put in a lot of reps, because I wasn't rehabbing. I was able to just work out normally. So, yeah, obviously, we have a lot of great playmakers on this team. So a lot of corner shots or a lot of three-point shots will be available. So for me, it was very important just to make sure I'm, being ready to take and make those shots. So, yeah, honestly, just being able to have a full summer where I can actually put in reps, I think that was a big thing for me. Cool.
Hey, Maxi, obviously when you were traded with the Lakers, you came in with the injury and were able to get back just in time for a couple minutes in that last game. How has that progressed this offseason physically, and kind of where do you feel like you're at as you head into this season?
I feel fully recovered, fully healthy. I emphasized obviously finishing the rehab and doing everything to feel good about that, and then from that point on, build on physical strength, conditioning, and all that. So I'm ready to go.
Maxi, along those lines, what's sort of the plan for you? Oh, sorry, right here.
My bad.
What's sort of the plan for the preseason in terms, you haven't played a lot of live basketball. Are you hoping to use that as a knock the rust off time? What's kind of your hope for that?
Yeah, for sure. Not just the preseason, even the time before now, it was important to just, be back on the court. Having basketball workouts, basketball rhythm, and especially when it comes to like those preseason games, getting back into like playing within the system and not just like a little bit of pickup basketball or simulated situations. So just finding that rhythm with teammates and with our game plan on the court will be very helpful to obviously come back.
We spoke to DeAndre Ayton earlier, and he said this is the best opportunity of his career, or the biggest opportunity, of his career. What can playing with Luka do for him, and how important do you think he is for this team?
Playing with Luka, I think everybody who watches basketball knows that besides his own shots that he gets, will create very easy shots for everybody else. He draws so much attention. So I think there will be a lot more lob threats or like lob finishes for him that he didn't have before. Besides his post-up game, the mid-range jumpers that he has, that will make his life a lot easier. And obviously, he's a physical presence on the court. We played a little bit 5-on-5 pickup, and I feel like he's gotten stronger. He's in great health, and that would just help on the defensive side too. Being a rim protector.
Actually, Brad from the LA Times. I think people have kind of forgotten about you because you haven't played much lately. But can you remind people about your game and how you can help this team?
I try to do the simple things, like kind of like the dirty work, like some other players, set good screens, make the right plays. It's not always showing up in box scores or whatever, but the main thing is to just understand my own role, what we want in our system, and then make the right decisions based on that. Space the floor for Luka to get into the paint, or AR, LeBron, all that. Besides that, obviously like bringing physicality onto the court.
Hey, Maxi. What have been your impressions of JJ as a coach since joining the team in February? And what, if you've had these conversations, what has he told you about your role for this team this season?
I played a little bit with him in Dallas. So he was my teammate for a short time, and I already knew back then, and seeing like all his podcasts that he did, he has a very high basketball IQ and basketball knowledge. And what I appreciate about him as a coach is he gives you very clear rules on what he wants to do. We have a freedom, obviously, in how to play the game, but there's just basics that everybody has to be on the same page, and he's very structured when it comes to that, so I really appreciate that side of him. Also, as a person, he doesn't hold back. He tells you how it is, and I think that's what we need as a feedback to improve as a player and as a team. And we did talk about, the number one thing for me, obviously, is staying healthy. You can't be helpful for anybody if you're not healthy, so that's the number one thing for me. And then just like I said earlier, getting back into a basketball rhythm.
Maxi, you've seen Luka work with Kyrie and work with Jalen Brunson, and last year it worked to a large degree in the regular season. Then you guys obviously had the early exit in the playoffs. But what do you think it's going to take to get to the next level with Luka and LeBron and Austin kind of figuring out the best way to play together?
I think, like you said, figuring out the best way. It takes time. A lot of times, what you see in team sports, you have good names on paper, but you got to figure out how to work that together on the court, also for the dynamic of the team and the whole spirit of everybody. So this is the time that we have now. Last year was rush. It's also in the middle of the season where a lot of change happens. Also, it was like one of the biggest, if not the biggest, trade. So there's a lot of noise around it. But now we have a fresh start. We have a fresh team, and we have the time now to get to know each other, get into each other on the court during preseason and figure all that out, because obviously, like with that talent, you have a lot of chances to win it all. Thank you, guys.
What's up, everybody? How's it going? I'm good. How y'all doing? Sounds good.
What's up, Adou? How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
All right. Obviously, you look at the roster and you see LeBron, you see Luka, and you see Austin, and it's sort of a lot of ball handling and creation at the highest level that you can get. Do you feel like with what your skill set is, and that's something that just is a natural fit with the size, the length, the athleticism, and have you thought about that and how you might contribute this year?
I looked at our roster and I looked at everybody on the team. We have a lot of great players and everything, but I still feel like, it's little things that could be done to, help a team win and everything. And if those little things are what I need to do, then I'll definitely do it.
Dan Weinke with The Athletic. Are you cleared for full 5-on-5 at this point? Do you expect to be participating here early in training camp?
I haven't been fully cleared yet, but I've been working out and training and getting back to playing. Just dealing with a little bit of swelling right now, but going about it day to day.
How do you kind of balance I'm sure you're anxious.
For sure.
To get out here and to run around and play with these guys, but also knowing that you're a rookie and there's some long view in this, I guess. How patient are you letting yourself be, and what's this process been like since you got here this summer?
I got to look at it as, I got a long career ahead of me, so can't look at this one little injury as can't just let it linger around. So trying to attack it and make sure I'm back 100% healthy so I can play how I want to play for the rest of my years.
Hi, Adou Brad from the LA Times. Can you envision yourself playing with the Lakers and also playing with the G League team to get some experience?
Yes, of course. I'm just happy to be here, happy to be in this position. So whatever they ask of me, I'll be ready to compete, whoever it's against.
Hey, Adou, Kobe Price, SoCal News Group. I know it's just been a few months since being drafted, but what have been your initial impressions of JJ as a coach and the conversations you've been able to?
Can you repeat that?
My bad. What have been the impressions you've had of JJ as a coach in the conversations you've had with him since being drafted?
The main focus this year is, every year, but championship. So being in championship shape, and that's what he's been stressing the most. Just everybody being in shape, championship communication, just wanting to win a championship and doing everything that needs to be done to do that. So I understand it all, and I stand by it. I'll do whatever I need to do on my end to gain his trust.
Hey, Adou. Over here.
Oh, what's
Sorry
up?
about that. Hey, just curious, anybody, specific players you kind of model your game after growing up and now getting a chance to be in the league, certain players you're looking forward to playing, just that piece of the pie, not just the team, but looking at it from an NBA perspective?
I wouldn't say I really modeled my game after anybody. Growing up, I watched a lot of different players, their highlights, how they play. I like to, have my own game, I'd say. But just being able to pick and choose from, different players' games, what I could add to mine and, make my bag a little bit deeper.
Hey, Adou. Considering how many, veterans and all-stars are on this roster, how much do you plan to take advantage of that to kind of help you get adjusted to the NBA as quickly as possible?
Plan on taking advantage of it as much as I can, just coming in, being a sponge, learning whatever I can, whether just off the court things or even on the court things, just whatever I can pick up, They've been at this longer than I have, they know how everything goes, so I'm just going to listen to them.
Hey, Adou. Over here, David from Clutch Points. You've always been a versatile defender, somebody that's been able to guard multiple positions. Just kind of how do you see yourself fitting in on that end with this group?
I still see myself as somebody who could do that, just being able to go in and give the team another push on the defensive side if needed. But just being a physical defender and doing what I can on that defensive side, showing my motor. Thank you.
Hey, Bronny, we saw the clear growth in Summer League, right, from what had been you've been developing for the year prior. What have you done since then, and what did you sort of learn about your game that you thought you could carry forward into training camp this year?
Just like every other NBA player in the summer, I'm just keep my head down, working on the same stuff that has gotten allowed me to grow during the summer, and coming in every day ready to learn and ready to take advantage of an opportunity if it's given to me. Just keep my head down and working.
Bronny, what's the energy been like in the gym this summer around these guys? Anybody stand out? Anything pop to you that maybe seems different, or growth from the foundation that was kind of laid in the organization in JJ's first year?
Everything has been great. Energy in the summer. We come out here every day ready to work and ready to get better as a team. I've been playing, against each other since Summer League has ended. So, JJ is engraved in our heads that we need to be in championship shape. Have championship effort, stuff like that. So, we all know what it needs to take to get to that level and bring up a championship. So we've all been locked in this summer.
Bronny, you showed some flashes of growth in the summer league, and how have you built on that since, in terms of not only maybe your win, as you mentioned, being in championship shape, but just your confidence leading into year two?
I think it's just working on all the same stuff that I was working on before. It's obviously helped during the G League too. Just working on stuff, whether that's putting the right stuff in my body or coming in and working on specific skills that I need to grow or stuff like that. So it's been all the same stuff, trying to create a good routine.
Was there one skill set that you wanted to improve upon and make sure that you sharpen that to be really good?
No, I wouldn't say that, because you need an all-around game. You can't just be good at one thing to be on an NBA floor. So I'm working on my body, working on my strength in the weight room, stuff like that, working on my quickness, but also coming out on the court and working on my my game on the offense end. So it's been an all around work.
Bronny, since Summer League, have there been conversations with JJ about your role and whether it'll be different than it was last season?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's still the guys that are playing ahead of me right now, so I'm, just ready to take advantage of any opportunity that he gives me, and whether that role is, stay at the same place. I'm just ready to, go out there and play and provide and produce for my team.
Bronny, Minor Castillo desde la cancha. After your first NBA season, what gave you confidence to face your second year?
I just think seeing the growth, during the whole year, summer league, and then going in the big team and playing, a couple of good games. So just seeing that growth and watching, film of myself becoming more confident, it just, fuels me to be even more confident this year.
Bronny, you've grown a lot, as you acknowledged, over the course of last season, turning into your own player. There's also still a lot of, understandably, attention, you and your father. How much does it mean to you just to grow into your own identity and to sort of just be judged on your own merits, however you're judged?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's great for me and my mind to, just push through those, the criticism and everything that's, thrown my way, and just to see the growth and skills develop as a player while being scrutinized and stuff like that. I think it's just good for my head, and it's just allowed me to keep going and pushing through.
Sorry. Bronny, JJ got a contract extension. Rob announced that to us last week. I'm just curious, kind of working with him last year, what about his communication stood out most to you?
Say for me, just believing in me is the most part. I think he thought that he definitely thought that it was a good idea to send me to the G League and, have me get those extra reps, and it, turned out great for me. And we sat down and agreed on that, and it turned out to be the best. So I have full trust in him and what he wants to do with me and what role he wants to put me in, stuff like that. So I'm willing to take any criticism or help that he throws at me, and I'm ready to take advantage of opportunity if it's given.
Hey, Dalton. We got a chance to talk to JJ last week, and he said that he thought that you might have actually gotten burnt out early in the offseason, 5 a.m. workouts, 3 a day, just kind of going constantly. But he felt like he saw some of the payoff just these last couple of weeks of the conditioning that you're in. Can you just take us through season ends, your mindset, the work carried through Summer League, and kind of how JJ described it?
Yeah, right when the season ended, I got with my trainer and told him, we got to be on the court next year during the playoffs. And, I just overworked myself, got burnt out. By the time Summer League started, I was just completely drained. So, I think it was a great learning piece for me. And that's something that me and JJ talked about during the offseason, that this is a good piece. Like, my struggles is a good thing. And you get to really learn from them.
Dalton, championship shape has been the phrase that's been thrown out a lot around us. I'm sure you've heard it plenty behind closed doors. What did that mean for you? Was it about strength? Was it about stamina? What were you trying to do to your body to kind of get you more prepared for an NBA season?
I think it's a mix of both. You got to be strong throughout the whole entire year, maintaining your strength and being still in shape on the court, not gaining too much weight, but being able to maintain and play at a high level the whole entire time. That's something JJ said that we struggled on, especially during the playoffs. So, I think every single one of us came back this summer and really focused on that, and all of us are in great shape for training camp.
Dalton, what do you take from last year in terms of the success that you had, and apply it to this year and try to make it, extend beyond the early portion of the season?
Yeah, just staying confident and just listening to my coaches and all the vets that I got on the team still. They talk to me constantly, even during the beginning and towards the end of the year. They were always in my ear, just checking in on me. So, just going out there and doing what I do is the best thing, and that's going to be the best thing to help this team out for sure.
Dalton, you proved to be a very good outside shooter. What else do you want to show that you can do this season? Besides shooting, what else do you want to show that you can do?
Show that I'm more than just a shooter. Being able to get to the hoop and go up and finish around contact and around the rim, and then also finding my teammates, running. I'm a shooter, so people are going to try to run me off the line, but I also look for, like DA, Jax, and all them guys slipping to the paint. So that, and then rebounding as well, and then improving my defense.
Dalton, what has JJ told you about what he'll be looking from you? So, in kind of what, going back to what you were saying, so you can be on the floor come playoff time if the opportunity presents itself.
Yeah, the biggest thing is he just said to stay confident. That's one of my biggest strengths. JJ said is I'm one of the most confident players on the court at all times, and just keep maintaining that, and just stick with it. No matter what, just keep sticking with it, and then that's about it.
Hi, Dalton. Maynor Castillo desde la cancha. You just say that your confidence is really good. What is the source of that confidence for you?
I would say all the time I spend in the gym since first played basketball. That's kind of where I get my confidence from. That's something my dad always told me, and it just carried me through all the way to where I'm at right now, is being the most confident player. All the shots I take in a game, all the reps I do is something that I done way before the game even started.
Which one is going to be your sneaker rotation for this season? I see you now with Jordans, the 10s, so what is the plan?
You'll have to see. Being a Jordan athlete, you get to rock a lot of crazy Jordans, so we'll see what I got in rotation.
Dalton, Luka's talked a lot about how it took him a little while to wrap his mind around the trade and being here in a new situation. You went through something pretty unusual yourself with the rescinded trade. Have you, regained a comfort level with the organization and your place here and just general setting?
Yeah, there's no hard feelings. I think that's something that we talked about when I first got back. There's no hard feelings. And, it's in the past. Who cares? I'm ready to just go hoop, play for the Lakers, play in front of a great crowd in crypto. And then, happy to be here. Appreciate it.
Hey, Luka. Ready to go?
How are you guys?
Good. Good to see you.
I missed you guys.
It's very nice. Luka, asked Rob what he kind of picked up on going over to Poland to see a practice in a game, and JJ as well, and he said just it was the leadership qualities that you had for your national team. And he's excited to have you come now into this setting with the Lakers. And just wonder now, with everything that happened this summer, the extension, you're here, how do you feel about that aspect of it, you being a leader of this team, and how that impacts your outlook as you go forward?
Yeah, honestly, I think I had a great summer, starting even right after the season, starting my practices, starting my workouts, then obviously coming back here, signing the extension, having to go with the national team. And now I'm here, so it all starts again with fresh mind, so I'm very excited about it.
Luka, at the end of the season in Poland, you'd kind of said, this team didn't really have time to ever practice together. And the team was still pretty successful and won a lot of games. What are the ways you think this time in camp together, particularly with LeBron and with Austin, can the three of you guys optimize each other?
I think just, first of all, obviously talking about it, communicating is important. But then just, trying some stuff in practice. Obviously, we didn't have time last season to go through. And I think that's why preseason is very important for me, for the team, just to kind of, how to say, get to know everybody, what everybody likes, and just, in practice you can make a lot of mistakes. So that's what practices are. So we're gonna have a lot of practices, and I'm excited to figure out everybody.
Yeah, Luka, over here, Jim Hill, KCAL 9 News. Congratulations and welcome. As you sit here and look at everyone here today, how excited does this make you to see everyone here coming to hear what you have to say about the upcoming season and welcoming you to the Lakers?
Sorry, can you repeat? I can't hear you.
How excited are you to see all of us here?
Oh, I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Are you guys?
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
Yeah.
I can't wait to do interviews.
What is it about Los Angeles that has attracted you so much? Because, we know about the Lakers and everything, but, this is the city of stars and everything else, and championships are expected here.
What are you saying, like basketball-wise? Or
yes.
Basketball-wise? I mean, I'm just excited to play for the Lakers. I obviously said this is one of the best organizations in the world. Like I said, it's a fresh start for me, getting through whole preseason. I'm just excited to play for the Lakers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Luka, Brad Turner from the LA Times. What's your leadership style like, and how do you think that's going to work out with this team?
You say leadership?
What's your leadership style like, and how you think that can work with this team?
I mean, like I said, when you get to the new team, in the middle of a season, it's kind of hard, to get everything together. But as I said before, preseason is going to help me a lot with leadership, getting to know the guys. So through the practice, me and JJ talk about it a lot. So we're just going to have to work it out.
Taking a win with the LA Times also. Luka, speaking to the leadership, how much more comfortable are you being a vocal leader or something, stepping out of your leadership box a little bit now that you've been with this team and this organization for a few months?
Way more comfortable. Like I said before, coming into the new team, it's kind of hard, to get the leadership up. But that's what preseason is for. I had a great run with my national team. Kind of work on that leadership role. So I feel way more comfortable.
Luka, buenas tardes, buenos días. Bienvenido a una nueva temporada. Por fin vas a poder estar desde el principio con el equipo de los Lakers. ¿Cómo te sientes a este respecto?
Me siento muy bien. Tengo muchas ganas de empezar. Ya cuando acabó la temporada pasada, tenía muchas ganas de volver aquí, de empezar. Y me siento muy bien y muy preparado para esta temporada.
Luka, Kobe Price, to your left. Kobe Price, SoCal News Group. The last time we spoke with you in LA for after you signed the extension, we asked you about the changes to your physique, nutrition, the changes you made. Now that you were able to get on the court in Eurobasket, what differences did you feel physically in Eurobasket compared to how you ended last season with the Lakers?
I would just say probably way less tired, a little bit quicker, like I said. Obviously in Europe there's 40-minute game. In NBA is 48. But we play a lot of games in not so many days. So I think fatigue, fatigue is the biggest thing for me right now.
Luka, Mark Medina, Athlon Sports and Sportskeeda. With all the moves that the front office made this offseason, what's your expectations on how your new teammates can help things easier for you on the court?
I mean, they can help a lot. I think we added some great pieces. Obviously, we have to go through preseason, but I'm very excited to play with those guys. With some guys I play against, it was hard, so I'm glad they're on my team now. So I'm very excited to get to know them, personally, and to play with them.
Hey, Luka, after the offseason that you had, is this the best you've ever felt entering into a season?
Maybe yes, maybe no. I don't know yet, honestly, but I just know I'm very excited. I'm very ready, and, this season should be fun for us.
Hey, Luka, in the games you played in last year, you guys won at a 52-win pace. You guys won 50 games with the number 3 seed. So obviously it was not the ending to the season that you wanted. But what do you feel like you guys showed that you can take moving forward in last season, especially between you, LeBron, and Austin?
I think we showed like we can play with anybody. I think we had that one stretch that I felt like we played the best basketball in the NBA. So obviously we had some new pieces to the team. So like I say, I'm very excited, and I think we can do some big things.
Hey, Luka Doncic right here. Specifically on DeAndre Ayton, just your thoughts on getting an opportunity to play with him, seeing how the playoffs obviously went through, just having a dependable big man, just your thoughts on pairing up with him.
Yeah, I was very excited when they told me, we were trying to get DA. Obviously, we entered the draft together. I know him for a long time, so I'm very excited to have him on my team.
Hi, Luka. Nikki K with Spectrum. A lot was made of your physical transformation during the offseason, but did you make any adjustments mentally, emotionally, when you think about your new home, your new team, now that you've had an offseason to settle in?
Obviously, it's way easier now. Obviously, I went through a lot last year, and it wasn't easy to adjust. So, like I said before, this is a fresh start, fresh mind for me. So, I'm in a better place for sure.
Luka, Maynor Castillo desde la cancha. Ya te preguntaban en inglés el tema del liderazgo, pero dime cuánto tiempo crees que te va a tomar para poder liderar a tus compañeros de equipo como lo hiciste en el Eurobasket con Eslovenia o como lo hacías con los Mavericks antes.
Bueno, la verdad que no sé, depende de todo, pero creo que mucho mejor que el año pasado. Creo que mentalmente estoy mucho mejor que el año pasado, así que no sé cuánto va a durar, pero creo que no mucho.
Luka, tengo dos preguntas. Primero, ¿cómo resumes el off-season? ¿Cuáles fueron tus principales enfoques para llegar en la mejor forma a esta temporada? La mejor forma, ¿qué hiciste en el off-season para llegar a tu mejor forma esta temporada?
Bueno, trabajar bastante. Cuando acabó la temporada fui a entrenar inmediatamente. Tenía mucho tiempo para entrenar y bueno, eso.
Y una más, te vimos compartiendo con Anjay Kopitar, tu gran amigo, y varios jugadores de los LA Kings. ¿Cómo viviste ese encuentro y qué sentiste al conocer su decisión de retirarse?
Sí, la verdad que lo he visto. Creo que lleva unas 20 temporadas aquí. Es algo increíble. Es un buen amigo y le deseo lo mejor.
Greg Beacham with the AP. You only got 23 games in the regular season with LeBron together in the playoffs. Now that you're going to have a training camp, where specifically do you think you guys can improve as a partnership?
I think just, like I said before, going through practices, it's going to help us a lot. Me, LeBron, and AR, I think we're the leaders of this group, and like us communicating, us practicing some things on the floor will help us a lot.
Luka, what part of your game did you work on during the off season?
I didn't work on anything specific. I think for me, the most I learned is playing 5-on-5, 4-on-4, 3-on-3. But I didn't work on anything specific. Just getting better shape. That's about it.
Luka, sorry, over here again. The organization gave JJ a contract extension they announced it on Thursday. What was it like working with JJ Redick? And I guess, how do you feel about the stability here with your extension, the ownership thing having happened, the 3 to 5 year plan for this organization?
Yeah, I think the stability is amazing. It was great to work with JJ. Hopefully, we can work till the end of my career. I just love him as my coach. He will tell you anything. He will tell you if you did something wrong, if you did something good. So just approach to the game with him, it's unbelievable. So I'm very excited that he's my coach.
Hey, LeBron.
What's going on?
So coming off an All-NBA season, right, kind of completely unprecedented to be either asked or thinking about retirement, the word, how you go into a season. These two things have never happened. There's never been a year 23 player. How do you square all that? Still playing at this level, but closer to the end than the beginning?
Right. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm excited about today. I'm excited about the opportunity to be able to play the game that I love for another season. And, whatever the journey, however the journey, lays out this year, I'm just like super invested because like you just said, I don't know when the end is, but I know it's a lot sooner than later. So, being super appreciative of the fact that I could come up here, do another media day and talk to you guys and do all the stuff around here. So just excited about the journey and whatever, this year has in store for me.
LeBron, along those lines, you've said a version of that in this room a couple of times where, you don't really know what's going to come next. You don't know when you're going to feel that it's been enough. What are the things that are still pushing you to keep doing this? And does it feel closer? Or does it sort of feel like the same feeling as when you enter year 22 and year 21? Yeah, I mean, the things that still push me is the fact that the love of the game is still high. The love of the process is even higher. So that's what continues to push me to play this game. I mean, it's really that's simple. Me training and working on my body and trying to get my body as close to 100% as possible every year is something that's like it's a beautiful thing for me, and just continue to challenge and see how well I can, push myself to, play the game at a high level, recover at a high level, be able to sleep better, mentally prepare, try to stay sharp throughout the course of a long season. And just like the roller coaster of an NBA season, that's all like gratifying towards me, to me, no matter the good, the bad, the ugly. Like I love that process. So I think it's a bigger, so much that goes into it, more than just, picking up a basketball and shooting it at the rim.
LeBron, Brad Turner from the LA Times.
How you doing, Brad? Nice to meet you.
Back again. How much does having a young partner like Luka weigh in your decision and your future going forward?
Say it again?
How much does having a young partner like Luka, a savant basketball player, how much will that weigh into your decision as you go forward with this season?
As far as how long I go in my career?
How long you can in your career, right?
Nah, zero. The motivation to be able to play alongside him every night, that's super motivating. That's what I'm going to train my body for, every night that I go out there and try to be the best player I can for him. And we're going to bounce that off one another. But as far as me weighing in on, him and some of my other teammates of how far I go in my career now, it would be literally my decision along with my wife and, two of my boys are already gone. Well, one of them is somewhere around here. Yeah, Bryce is down there in Tucson, so he's out the house. So it'll be a decision between, me, my wife, and my daughter. Like, that's not even – it won't be, hey, having a meeting with my teammates. It won't be that.
Tukney to win. Hi. Tukney to win with the LA Times. Speaking to those teammates this year, what were some of your initial reactions to adding someone like Marcus, adding someone like DeAndre to this team this year? Yeah,
and Jake. Just adding – those three guys, competing against those guys for years. And obviously we know, the matchups that I had with Marcus over the years, especially when we was in the Eastern Conference, him in Boston, me in Cleveland, and just all those matchups that we had. Happy to have him. I know what he brings to the game. I know, that team is first, second, third, fourth, fifth when it comes to Marcus Smart. Adding a big guy like D.A., his skill set is very high. His athleticism is high, and so I think he adds another dynamic to our team along with Jackson. That'd be a great 1-2 punch at our center position. And then adding a wing like Jake, a big wing who can shoot the ball, can handle the ball, but his toughness, sneaky athletic as well, is going to be great for our ball club. And I'm just looking forward to seeing how it comes together. And the best thing about it, we have a full year starting off at training camp. I think that's going to be very good for our ball club. Going into this year.
Kobe Price, SoCal News Group. When we spoke with JJ on Thursday, he was asked about you, Luka, and Austin. The chemistry working together. He mentioned a meeting he had with Sean McVay. He mentioned utility plays as a takeaway from the conversation, plays where you guys can all be involved together. What can a preseason and training camp do for the chemistry for you guys, and where's the excitement level of you guys, I guess, furthering that chemistry, furthering development?
No, I just think it's about time. The more and more time that we're together, the better we're going to be. And I think just having it start from day one. Obviously, us grabbing Luka, whenever that time period was, it took us all, time to transition into how we wanted to play as a team, as individuals, whatever the case may be. But, having day one, and the coaching staff having another year under their belt on how we all can complement each other, play with our strengths, play to the team, and be able to, not, be looking to see who can make the play, but all of us figuring out how we can make plays together, and I think it's going to be beneficial to us having that chemistry from day one, which we will have because of, how we was able to finish the season off last year.
LeBron over here, Jim Hill, KKL9 News, to your right.
Jim, what's up?
Good to see you.
Good
How
to
you
see you,
doing?
baby.
Good luck this year.
No, thank you.
Where and how did you develop the passion that you have? You mentioned that word before several times.
Yeah.
Where and how did you develop a passion that you have for this game?
Well, I mean, it started when I was super duper young, and it literally got me out of like the situation I was in, meaning like sports has done so much for all of us, obviously, but I mean, I can speak to me as a 8-year-old kid to be put into sports and get out of the inner city and get out of the ghetto at the time. It gave me I could get away from reality for 2, 3, 4 hours, being on a basketball court as an 8-year-old kid and running around and enjoying it with, guys that I just met, or being on a football field and being able to just to, feel the breeze of, the air and being able to have competition and maybe even letting some anger out on the football field because of what you got going on, in your regular life. So, I think the passion kind of started there. And then when you put in the work and you start seeing the results of things happen, I think that also creates it more and more and more over the years. I think it just stuck with me. I've always wanted to be, I guess when I decided that I wanted to make this basketball thing real, and I figured out that I had a lot of talent. I figured out I had the demeanor and the passion for it. I was like, I just want to put everything into it to try to be the greatest that I can possibly be for me, and I think it all just tied in, over the course of the years.
LeBron, last season at this time, you were talking about how the Olympics opened up a memory of competing at a certain level. Was there something this offseason that maybe gave you a similar reflection or opened up another revelation about this next chapter for you?
I think the chapter of just competition and how hard it is to prepare for a season. If you look at the landscape of our off season in our league, you can see some of the acquisitions that's happened all over our league, and especially in the Western Conference. The Western Conference is super tough, super competitive, and that's great. I mean, we wouldn't want it any other way to be able to go out and compete versus some of the best teams, best clubs, best personnel that you have every single night, and understand what you're playing for. So. Yeah, I mean, I watched a lot of the EuroBasket, games this off. Obviously, a lot reason was because Luka was playing. I was seeing what he was doing with Slovenia and things of that nature. But just the love of the game and the passion for it just gets me excited.
LeBron, when you opted into your contract this year, your agent released a statement saying that you were looking to compete for championships, evaluating the roster, stuff like that. The competitive level, it sounds like you feel pretty good about it, but is that the case, that you feel pretty good about the way the roster's shaped up this year?
Yeah, I'm excited about getting to work, and I'm excited about to see what we can do.
Hey, Bron. A couple of years ago, you said you enter every single season with something to prove. Presumably, last season it was playing alongside Bronny. What do you want to prove this season, and is there a chance that you would hold on to play alongside Bryce?
As far as prove, I just think for me personally, just trying to go out there and just be the best player I can be every night, both as far as my game, but also just mentally, just staying present and things of that nature, knowing that the end is soon, not taking for granted, Tuesday night in the city that maybe I don't want to be in that night, but seriously, let's lock in, and because you don't know how many times you get the opportunity to play the game, or to be able to compete, so there's times where you wake up and you just feel like you just don't have it, so those will be the days where I know I can lock back in real fast, okay, well, you won't have many days like this, so let's lock in and enjoy the moment, enjoy the rest of the ride. So that's the exciting thing about it, and understanding how present I can be and how present I will be. I'm not sitting here. No, I'm not waiting on Bryce. No, I don't know what his timeline is. He's his own young man now. Like, he's down in Tucson. We'll see what happens this year, next year, but he has his own timeline. I got my timeline, and I don't know if they quite match up, but we'll see.
Hey, LeBron. It feels like over here. Sorry, it's right.
Yeah.
Hey, it feels like so much of the discourse about you heading into this season, and also even to a degree heading into last season, was about your age and about people's sort of expectations, or like what someone could hypothetically do at that age. And it does sort of feel like that discourse is a little bit divorced from the actual product you put on the floor last year and the level that you're still playing at. I'm wondering what that experience is like for you, like hearing that discourse and knowing, I guess, how much you still have shown you have left in the tank.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool to, like, I don't know, just to know how many miles I got as far as this game in my 22 years, now starting 23 years, and to still be able to play at a high level, to still be able to go out there and can make plays and be respectful on the floor. It takes. I mean, it's just super humbling and gratifying for me personally. I love to play the game, and I love to play at a high level. And for me, age is kind of just a number, but it is reality too, though. I mean, you look at the history of the game, it's not been many guys at my age, or especially going in the year 23, that's been able to play at a level like that. And I'll just try to not take it for granted and just try to give the game as much as I can, inspire whoever I can, the younger generation, my generation, the generation after me, the generation to come, and just like, I think you are of age which you, I guess, tell your mind you are. And I'm around a lot of young guys. I'm around a 10-year-old daughter who's running through the house all day, every day, screaming. I got an 18-year-old son who's in Tucson. See him on TikTok dancing with his mom and his sister. And my 20-year-old is right over there, turning 21 in a week. Like, how could I not feel young? And then, I mean, my wife is beautiful. I look good. I mean, I look at my age as like the wine that I drink. The older wine I drink, the better it is. What's up, BT? So, like, I feel great. I mean, I don't know. I sleep well, I guess.
Bron, in previous media days, you've said that there's always like one skill or thing that you focus on trying to improve over the summer. What was your focus this?
My golf swing. That's the one skill I was trying to improve this summer.
Look better.
I don't know. Probably I spent a lot of time on my catch and shoot, 3-pointers. I've probably seen a couple of videos, either me reposting, me working out with Chris Johnson, during my summer workouts, understanding like how can I make the most of when I don't have the ball, either moving into space. Obviously Luka and AR are going to do a lot of time of handling the ball. We got Marcus Smart now who's going to handle the ball. Gabe, Bronny, when he gets his opportunity to handle the ball. We have a lot of guys that can handle the ball. So how can I still be effective, on the team where I don't have to handle the ball as much? I'll handle the ball as well. But I guess I did a lot of everything, but I did shoot a lot more catch and shoot threes, just wanting to be ready. So, my OG, Otis Carter, always told me if you stay ready, you never got to get ready. And it's literally that simple. So that's what I try to do this summer. All right, appreciate it, guys.